Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Friday night. You could be out here in, I think, nice weather. We had beautiful weather today after all those tornado warnings. Prayers and thoughts are with all our peeps out there who were subjected to all those tornadoes and harsh storms earlier in the week. We have some who lost family members, some who lost homes, some who lost a lot, but their lives are here, and we're very grateful for that. So don't forget to keep those peeps in your prayers. For everybody who is with us here tonight our newbies, welcome. For my newbies that are on the call tonight on Team Onward, we do have someone here. Welcome to the first national conference call that you are being a part of. We are so glad that you could take an hour out of your time and hopefully learn something here and go forth in your business and multiply your sales and go, oh my gosh, where was I without Avon? Because that's what we hope with you coming into this business, that you are going to wonder what you ever did without it, because we all believe it's awesome. So thank you for being on the call. All the vets who are here, who are with us every other Friday night. I get it. A lot of you are out there doing events. You're listening on your Bluetooth and you're listening going down the road. You've been out working your business all day. You guys rock. And if you're out there and you have an option of working your business or listening to my calls, you better be out there working your business. Do you hear me? Because that's why we have replays, so that you can listen to these calls at any time that is convenient for you, because we never, ever, ever want to take away from our team's efforts to be out there building their business, growing their sales, building their teams, because that is what this business is all about. So for those of you who are here, it's great. Look, we know summer's coming. And in summertime, Friday nights, a lot of the time, what happens? What happens is you take some time for you and the family. Again, listen, people, you own your own business with Avon. If you have a choice of spending time with your family or spending time with Molly and Lee on the call, now, hey, I know that's a hard choice, all right? Do I want to spend time with my husband, my wife, or do I want to spend an hour with Molly and Lee? Well, I'd like to think you'd want to spend it with me and Lee. But you do what's good for you, because you know what's great about this business is that every other Friday night I choose to be here sharing with my team, sharing with my Avon peeps, and that's because Lee and I choose to do that. So you always remember this is your business, and you can run this business how you choose to run this business. Now, y'all know it just seems like now that we're doing this every other Friday and not every Friday, you know that there's always an issue that has to be brought to life of something that has happened in the Onward group, and most of the time unbeknownst to any of you, okay? But there's something I want to clear up, and I want to tell you why, because some of you are going to go, oh, my God, I didn't know that. And I'm going to tell you it's because I didn't feel a need to tell anybody because of how Lee and I run our group Onward no matter what. We are different than probably every group out there. And there are a lot of reasons we are. One, because y'all know that if you come into the group and you're going to be whining and complaining and putting down Avon and putting down all the DSMs and screaming about the other Avon reps who are taking your business and this and that, you know we ain't having none of that in Onward, because we have got better things to do. We are here to grow our businesses, to work together as brothers and sisters, and we try our best to partner with our DSMs and DVMs, and we do what we have to do to make our businesses. You hear that? 1 more 2 drinks of wine. That's great, Molly. Build our businesses, and we help Avon build too. Because look, guys, if Avon doesn't make money, ain't going to do us no good. You hear me? So I am telling you that is one way that we're different. But another way that we are different in this group is, get ready for this. Are you aware that the Onward No Matter What group has district sales managers and DVMs and even some corporate people who are in our group? Oh, God, Lee, did we just lose like 18 people? I'm sure we did. Let me explain why. I want you to hear this. Oh, we gained 5. Awesome. I love that. Let me explain why. Number one, in Onward, no matter what, we have nothing to hide. I established this group not just to help my team, but also to make sure that we are sharing the inspiration, the motivation, everything that's needed to make this business successful. Okay? I have nothing to hide because you're not coming into my group whining and complaining about everybody. You need to hear that. If a DVM or a DSM gets out of line in my group, they're gone. But if you've noticed, they don't. Matter of fact, the reason most of you don't know they're on there is because they are not. They come into our group to learn. No, not to learn about all your secrets. They come into this group because, look, as much as they want to act like that they know it all, do you realize where true DSMs and DVMs learn the most? Do you realize where they learn the most? I mean, they learn the most from us. They learn the most from us as representatives. And when they are on here watching what I am putting on in the files and what I let you guys share, and when they are doing what they should be doing. They are learning from the best. And if you've got a DSM or a DVM out there who doesn't think that when learning from representatives they are learning from the best, then they really don't have any need to be in Onward no matter what. I am very choosy about the ones that I let come in because I have to know what they stand for and make sure that they are 100% Avon and Avon representative. And you want to know why I say that? You guys, look, you got to hear this. There are bad representatives out there. You guys know who I'm talking about. We got representatives who do not play by the rules. And just like you get bad Avon representatives, every now and then you have a bad DSM, you have a bad DVM maybe. I don't think there's a lot of any of that out there. But I got to tell you, there's some. So this goes both ways. But we were subjected to somebody apparently copying a post and sending a post to a DVM that I personally know about something that was said on our group. And y'all know me. Hi. If it was said on my group, if I say it on here, I'm going to say it to your face. But see, we don't come on here to trash anybody. And what was said was not trashing anybody. But if you're on the call tonight and you know who you are and you were the one who thought that you were going to get brownie points by taking this information and heisting it over to a district manager or divisional, what you really did, thank you very much, is you just let them know exactly what kind of representatives we are. That we are the best representatives in the business, the people who are in Onward no matter what, who partake in wanting to be inspired and wanting to be motivated and want to get out there and aren't afraid to get off their butts and work their business, and they want to share what they do, and they want their sisters and brothers to be successful. And we believe in owning our own business. We do not believe in having bosses. We do not demand that our teams do things. We do not demand how it's going to be, because just like we like owning our own businesses, we want our team members to do the same, and we hold true to that, and that is what we stand for in Onward no matter what. So getting that off my chest, thank you very much, to say if I have that issue and I know who you are, you better watch the wand, because you're going to wake up one morning and you're not going to be a part of Onward. And you know what's sad about that? There's 5,500 representatives in this group who are sharing awesome ideas every single day, and because you think that you are sharing something that you think nobody knows, let me tell you something. I have invited Eddie Silcock to my group. I wish he would come in, because you all know, you've seen my post. Any post that I put in Onward, I also put personally on my page. Eddie is my friend. He follows me. My district manager follows me. My divisional's in the group. Now, you guys need to make sure that you realize that my goal is a partnership And I'm not just talking with Avon Corporate. I'm talking about with all of us as brothers and sisters in Avon. We are here to support each other. We are here to motivate each other. We are here to inspire each other. We have newbies on this call tonight who should not be hearing this, but you know what? I want them to know the real deal, and everybody knows that's who I am. And I'm going to say exactly how it is, and it's going to be how I want it in my group. We should all be partners in this. I don't know about you, but I want to see Avon be number one again. I want to see Avon roar back into that number one position, and I want every other direct sales company out there to go, holy moly, what just happened? Where did Avon come from? Where it came from was groups of Avon reps gathered together. And they said, we are going to partner with those who want to be successful, whether they be corporate employees or whether they be independent sales representatives, and we are going to take this business to the top level. That is what we're about in Onward. And look, if you want something else besides that, I am pleading with you, I am begging you, just remove yourself from my group. Because, see, I don't care about the numbers. I don't care if I have 5,000 or 500, because to be honest, a year ago when I opened this up nationally, I was absolutely shocked that we would see 400 people in the group. But I wanted 400 of the most serious reps who wanted to have a good time but wanted to love their business and wanted to learn and wanted to be the best of the best, because I know that when I started this business 10 years ago, once I found my why, that's all I wanted. If I wanted to learn how to be really good at this so I could earn my financial freedom from every boss I ever had, from every bill I ever had, from every late call that I did not want to answer because they were asking me where my payment was. I wanted my kids to be able to participate in anything they wanted to. I wanted to be able to supersize the McDonald's meal if I wanted to. And I knew that Avon was going to be the way that I could do that. I believe it now just as I believed it then. And I am watching people on my team do this. And they are building their business a little at a time. I am watching newbies coming in just like I did 10 years ago. And they are falling in love with this company and everything it stands for and everything it can give them if they work hard enough for it. And that's what I want for all of you and your team. So I just want you to get that, because if you're going to get your panties in a wad because I have corporate in my group, go ahead and dismiss yourself right now, because I'm not changing how I am, and I'm not changing my stance on this. The district sales managers and divisionals that I partner with, I love them, I trust them, they are there for me, and don't just assume that every district sales manager is bad. You better give them a chance, and maybe you can show each other something. But always remember, no matter what, it is your business, and you run your business how you choose, because unlike a corporate employee who they must do what Avon tells them to do, we have the choice to run our business any way we want to. And just like I said to you guys when you first got on these conference calls, if we have 166 seniors in the country, we have 166 different ways to get to the top of the leadership scale, and they can all tell you a different way of how to get there. Okay? So that being said, let's move on. Hey, how about this? How about this Earn Orlando, dude? Let's go to Orlando. I am so excited about conference. Oh, I am so excited. I don't know about you all, but I would love to know how many are going to be down there. How many people am I going to meet in Orlando for the first time? Although I feel like I know all of you now, I feel like I've known you all for years and we've all partied together. Some of us have, some of us haven't. But I just can picture all the names and think, how many people are going to earn it for free? How many people are going to take all 4 levels? I see so many of you taking the first parts of earning the earbuds, and you guys are on your way to doing this on-the-go thing, and bringing people on. Molly, I've got number 5. Molly, I've got my first candidate for it. Oh, my gosh. I just want to see how many people are going to take this top level. How many people are going to bring on 10 people, successful people who pay their order on time, and they take 2 people on their team or 2 of these new people, and they teach them how to introduce this opportunity to somebody else, and you have 2 new candidates. I'm telling you this can be done, but let me tell you a secret. Do not stop at 10. Do not stop at 10, because if you need 10 for it to happen, you better bring on 20. You better bring on 25. You better guarantee that you're going to get your flight, you're going to get your room, you're going to get your conference fee. Avon has made it to where nobody has an excuse. Look, they're not saying the top 25 or the top 100 to do this. They're saying anybody who does this, come on, we're going to pay your way. You have no excuse not to do this. Seriously, you have no excuse, okay? So I want to see you there, and I can't wait to get tackled in the daggone foyer area there in the lobby and have people go, oh, my gosh, Molly, and I'm going to be, oh, my gosh, let me see your name tag. Yeah, I know who you are. Come here and give me a hug. I cannot wait to meet you all, so I hope all of you have a plan to be there. The other thing I want to tell you that I have been able to be a part of is I do not know how many of you have been part of the Lighthouse tour with Eddie Silcock. Some of them I know Pablo have been able to be at. I was not blessed with that. But I have to tell you, we went to the one in Virginia this past week. We were back-to-back. And then we went to the one in Washington, D.C., because our team is all split up there, parts of them. And we absolutely rocked the rally. Unfreaking believable. The excitement was over the top. I still have more videos to post that I have not been able to do because I've been so busy with my business. But I have to tell you, some of them you've seen. Avon reps dancing around like a bunch of banshees, excited, waving their hands in the air. They're raffling off Keurigs. They're raffling off $50 gift cards, 100 gift cards. They're giving away bags and bags of product. I mean, but they are excited. This Lighthouse tour that Avon has put together has been something I haven't seen in a long time. And I'm telling you, you take it from me. You're hearing it from Molly Stone-Bibb. If you have to drive 60 miles, 100 miles to get to the closest one, I am telling you, it will be worth it. It will be worth it because the Lighthouse tour has rocked. And look, sometimes you go to one good one, you're like, oh, yeah, that was good, that was good. Then you go to another one, they go, oh, that sucked. I went to 2 in a row, okay? They rocked. They rocked. So you need to be there. So if you have a chance to go, you're going to be so sorry if you don't. I know there's a lot of areas where they're not close to you, which is one of the reasons I have taped portions of this, because those of you who can't, look, I remember the day when I couldn't go to things because of my 2 jobs, because of my kids, being a single mom. I couldn't go do it, but I really wish that I had been able to see stuff. With Facebook now, some of the stuff you can put on there, it's just like you're there. And believe me, Avon's planning on having many more things like this, so don't be alarmed if it's not coming to your town yet. I guarantee you they're going to try to get it as close as they can to a lot of people, okay? The other quick shout-out I want to do is I want to say for all the people over the last year who have contributed to my walk with Avon. You know, the walk for Washington, D.C., is tomorrow and Sunday. But if you watched my video that I put on last night, I am unable to participate because I injured my back with the move that we just did. I didn't injure it once. I injured it 3 times because I didn't listen, and we were in a rush to move, and I was lifting and doing what I shouldn't do. And after all of this, and I know the important thing is the money, but after all of this, I am not able to participate, so I'm obviously sending my thoughts and my good wishes out to my team who is going to walk their butt off out there but I want you all to know that those who've contributed, those who wanted to, who couldn't, whether you did $5 or whether you did $500, you guys are awesome, and it's the cause. You know, I was feeling all sorry for myself. Y'all know how I talk about that, right? I'm all crying, weepy, snotting out my nose because, you know, I'm not going to be able to be at the walk. I can't even go stand there. And then what happens is I realize that it's not about that. It's about the money for a cure so that we can stop this beast of a disease. We're starting with breast cancer in Avon, and you all know my brother Mike is fighting lymphoma, and we have got to put a stop to this disease. And I have been so lucky to be a part of this, and all of my Avon Facebook friends and family and everybody who contributed. I am well over my $1,800 that I had to collect. And you guys rock. So I just want to say that. And let's get on with some learning, okay? Let me see where I can take you guys tonight, and let me see. If you're a newbie on the phone tonight, I'm going to try to talk to you in a way that when I am talking to the leaders, showing them things that I do with my new people, I want you to take notes, because I want you to say, okay, Molly said, this is the number one, the number two, the number three thing that I should be concerned with right now so that I can be successful. And I'm going to want to stay around in 6, 8, 16, 26, 127 campaigns, okay? So let's start. But for all you vets that are on the phone tonight, this is what I need you to do, because in order for this conference call to work and have the most effect, that you are going to be able to learn from this, is you have got to take yourself back to that point when you first came into Avon. Now, for you who've done it 2 or 3 times and you back again, I'm talking about the very first time, okay? I'm not talking about second or third time. I'm talking about the first time. I'm talking brand spanking new. I want you to think like a newbie. How does a newbie think? Well, I'm going to take you back to my journey. Most of you know it, but ever so slightly. And there's one thing on my mind, me thinking of where I was 10 years ago, April 22nd. The one thing I was thinking about was, oh, my God, I need money. Oh, my gosh, I already have 2 jobs. I'm a single mom. I've got to find something that I bring some more money in. What can I do where I'm not spending another 5 or 6 hours away from my kids? How in the world could I fit in a 3rd job? That is where I was as a newbie. Now, some of the newbies think, okay, what I'm struggling with is my car insurance is coming up in 3 months, and I have got to figure out how I'm going to come up with that $600 that I need. And I hear in other states it's much higher, $1,200, $1,800. I hear you. The point is, what is it for? I think about my kids who could not participate in hardly anything. See, that's what brought me to Avon. My oldest was getting ready to graduate, and I needed money to make sure that he went to prom so he could rent the tux and he could get the corsage for the girl, and I could get him there, and he would have some money. And graduation, and you all know if you've had kids who graduate, how expensive that is. And my kids' lives had changed enough with this horrible divorce that I was going through. And I just needed to make money. I mean, do you guys hear me? Am I the only one out there who felt like, I mean, some people do it because they just love Avon. And look, guys, you already know I love Avon. I was a customer for 15 years before I even looked at Mary Ann's flyer, okay? But the point I'm telling you is, when you decided to do it, some people say, oh, I just want the discount. And I got to tell you the truth. I wish I had been in that position. I wish it was just that I love to spend so much Avon money that I just wanted to get a discount on the products. But see, I was at that point where I couldn't even buy my Avon anymore. They were coming to take my van. I was 2 months past due. They had served me the papers. And, oh, my God, I needed money, and I could not wait 6 months. So listen to me. Listen to me. As a newbie, when you get somebody who wants to come into this business, the first thing you need to do is shut your mouth. What, Molly? What are you talking about? Molly, I've learned you need to do this and you need to talk about this at events. And no. Listen to me. You cannot possibly help a new person in Avon unless you know what it is that they need this money for. What is it? Is she having a baby? Is she having to let go of that part-time job? Does she just want to stay home with that newborn when it's born? I mean, do you all remember that? Because let me tell you something. I had to work with both of my boys. I worked from the moment that I got off on maternity leave for both of them. I was back to work. I never had the joy of being able to raise my kids. I always had a child care person watching the first steps and hearing the first word. And there is nothing that I think, I remember the time that my Lady Mary called me and said, "Oh, Molly, I have to share with you. Little Earl, he just took 2 steps to me from the little kiddie chair," and I can remember bursting out in tears. And even then, I wasn't even thinking about Avon because I was still married to my first husband then, and I can remember thinking, I'm sitting in this office, and all I want to do is I wanted to be there. I didn't want my babysitter to see that moment. I wanted to see that moment. And when I have somebody who tells me that they want to be home with their kids, you want to know why I listen? Because I remember the pain of not being able to. That's why. You have to find out, is it because they don't have a way to get around now? They're taking the bus because they need $600 worth of work done on their car? Is it because all their money does is pay the bills and they can't go to get their kids a Happy Meal, or let's take it a healthier step, go to Chick-fil-A? They can't do this because they're so budgeted out. The electric bill is so high in the summer that they don't know how they're going to make it. Or maybe they're a little bit better off in everything they make. They just want to put away because they're trying to build their nest egg, their 401. See, we get caught up with what we want our team to do. We want our team to put in a $50 order and pay it on time because candidates and unit leaders can earn $25 for that. So let's just go ahead. Girl, put in a $50 order. Girl, you got to have this order paid by then, okay? Now, you ain't telling them you're making $25, but believe me, because you've told them about the opportunity, they're not stupid. They know what you're after. Because let me share something else for you that's going to hit many of you right between the eyes. If all you're worried about is a $50 order from your team members in the beginning, no matter what campaign they start now, if that's all you're worried about, it's all about you then, Cupcake. That's all you've just done. Because that woman who wants to stay home with her baby, tell me something. How is she going to be able to do that when on that $50 order with a bunch of 20% items, she just made $7.37? Tell me how that's all about her, Cupcake. It's not. It's about you. It's about you. Because if it were really about them, you would be saying, okay, you know, my very first question to anybody who comes into this business, whether it's online, the first time I get a chance to talk to them, in person, whatever it is, I always say, I'm so curious. Tell me, what brings you to Avon? And then when they say to me why it is, I then ask, can I ask you why Avon? There are so many other businesses out there. What drew you to us? And I listen to them. Many of them say, oh, because I love the product already, and it's just, if I love it, I think it would be easy to sell. Bingo. Bingo. Guys, sometimes we get so caught up with telling them how many clear literature bags to order and how many, don't buy these paper bags, buy these paper bags because these paper bags look more official, and why don't you just buy one of all of them because that's the way you need to do it. And while you're at it, don't forget to get 50 mark catalogs while you're at it. Look, they don't need to know all the riffraff yet. That is what training over LOA for the newbies, length of association, how many campaigns have they been in. This is what training comes in your first 6 campaigns. And by the way, want you to know, training's not all about the meetings and the meetings that your team can't come to. Because you as a leader should be reaching out as a whole to everybody saying, are you struggling? What do you need? Can we schedule a 30-minute, 20-minute, 15-minute call? Can you Skype? Can you FaceTime with me? I really want to make sure that this is an awesome experience for you. I know what it is to get frustrated with yourself and feeling like this isn't for you because I was where you were at one time, and I want to make sure you get the benefit of everything I've learned. So when can we do this? This isn't about, oh, I see you didn't put your order in. Did you get your dates mixed up? I noticed that, you haven't paid for your order yet. Do you know that you owe $138.29 and you only have 18 hours to get that paid? Not all about you, Cupcake. You just made it about you. Listen to me. Mistake number 1 is you don't take yourself off the front burner and put yourself on the back burner. Do you realize that if you walk this journey with your new recruits, your new team members, your new partners in business, your new Avon family, if you walk this business with those who want to walk it, everything that you want over and above is going to come to you. I promise you. But we get so hung up on the title we want. We get so hung up that we forget that if we just give them what they need and show them the basics. Do you remember the times you overcomplicated things in Avon? Do you remember how many times on Facebook, think about it, guys. You put a question out there on Facebook, and maybe me or Lisa Monison or Linda Montavon or Teresa Paul or Lisa Scola or Miss Pat Putzer or there are so many others who come on, the seniors, the executives, the advanced unit leader. I think about Brittany Hutchinson. She's on there all the time. She knows policy. She knows this. She may not be high up yet, but she's coming. Y'all watch out. She's coming. What I'm telling you is when we put ideas out there, do you see yourself go, oh, my gosh, well, why didn't I think about that? Because it's in our makeup to overcomplicate and overthink things. Now, if you do that, obviously your team will do the same thing because we are all made up basically the same way. So I think the first thing you have to do, I know Avon gets hung up on the what's the why. It's okay because you do need to know the why. This does fit in, okay? This fits in. But see, people's whys change. This is why you have to be in touch with your team members who allow you to be to be in touch with. So you heard me say who allow, right? Did you hear that? Yes. That does mean there are people who come on your team that as much as you would like them to be more engaged with you and share more with you, they are not going to, and you need to quit taking it personally. You need to be there when they allow you to be there, and you need to move on to the next person who truly is reaching out for your wisdom, wants to know exactly what you've done, wants you to go out and walk it with them to show them how, wants you to watch them so that they know how to do it, even if they're far away. Look, I don't want to hear this stuff. Well, I have team, and there are, I've got them in 4 different states. Well, I've got them in almost 30 different states, okay? Why do you think I do these conference calls? Why do you think that I do YouTube videos? Why do you think that, yes, I still have local meetings and everything? Okay, I do that, and I wish that I had a jet plane that could go pick up everybody on that team and all my extra peeps who want to come, and I wish I could bring them in every single month for my meetings. But that's not going to happen, guys, because, number one, my jet plane probably wouldn't be that big. It wouldn't have that many seats, and I'm having a squirrel moment, so let's get back. I really would like to have a jet plane. Okay, so anyways, I can't do that. So I have to use the social media aspect. I love saying, Brenda Lloyd, who is on my team, and she is on the Onward No Matter What site all the time, Brenda Lloyd is in Arkansas, and I have Janae Neely in Arkansas. I have, it's really weird how all these reps come to me from Arkansas. I think Arkansas really likes me. I'm just saying that. But we get together on PMs here on Facebook. We talk in the group. Her and I are going to have on Monday, we have a phone appointment where we're going to take 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about polishing up the leadership thing. You have got to stop overcomplicating what you do. You have got to work with the ones who want to work with you. But, I don't have too many who don't want to work with me. I think in the beginning I did, but do you want to know why? I wouldn't shut up, and it was all about me. It was all about where I wanted to go. It was all about my next title. It was all about how many could I bring in. It was all about how much money I needed. To see, I was in that stressed out, the red lights are going off. I know what I need to make. I need to get this done. And I had not learned, because I was not a leader then. I was learning. I had not learned that I needed to make it about my team. Newbies, you get your kit. Who are you supposed to make it all about? You are supposed to make it all about your potential customers and the customers you have now. How do I know that? Because, see, when I came in this, as much as we talk about leadership in this business, when I came into this business, it was all about the sales for me. I knew that if I could get more customers, I could make more money. I knew that I never wanted to make under 40%. The first time I made 40%, I did not want to make under that anymore. I knew it would have been great to make 50%, but I worked up to that. I got it, but I worked up to that. But what I knew was exactly what my upline, Marianne and Ray Penn, taught me, that I went out and I found more customers. You all have seen my YouTube videos. Look, I didn't make – don't you think it's strange that Molly Stone-Bibb made a tossing video? When I really think about that, I laugh at myself. I made a tossing video. Do you know what a huge part of my business that was? And look. We can have this discussion all day long on the Onward group about is tossing good or is it bad? And I truly believe that in some areas it is not a great thing because you have very anal people running your counties or townships or whatever, and they're measuring the grass and they don't want books in the driveway. Whatever. I am not in that type of an area. Oh, yeah, I've had some real doozies who've complained about a book in the driveway, but Remember, my life was such that I had 2 kids, I was a single mom, and I had 2 full-time jobs. So the point is this, what happened? I had to use the only time that I had to build my business, and that time was buying 100 brochures, making sure my info was in it, putting them in the clear literature bags, and on the nights that I was delivering papers, I went into neighborhoods and I tossed brochures in driveways because everybody else was sleeping except me, and it was easy to get around, and customers, potential customers, started calling me. Did they come in 15 and 20 at a time? No, they didn't. But because they were coming in 1, 2, 3, I remember the first time I did it, I got 7. I was so excited because I had no customers in the beginning. I have to tell you that when I was getting the brochures out there, no matter how I was doing it, but in my case it was mostly tossing brochures, a little at a time with those 100 extra brochures every campaign, I invested in my business. But Molly, how could you invest in your business? There was only one way that I saw fit. Okay, some people you'll hear say samples. Invest in samples. Give everybody samples. I am a true believer in samples, and my customers get samples all the time. But when I give somebody a sample, they are sampling one thing. If I am giving them a sample of Fem, let's say that they're allergic to scents. I am. I can't wear a lot of stuff, okay? But if I am handing them a brochure, if I am handing them my store, and I have my info on it, whether they can go to my website or whether they can call me or they can email me or they can text me, then I have much more than a sample to give them. I didn't even give out samples in the beginning, guys. The only people who got samples from me were people who ordered from me. Matter of fact, that's what I would say. Anybody who orders from me, you know you won't get 1 or 2 samples, so make sure you order from me every campaign because whatever I have, you're going to get. And then you all have heard me say that once I obtained 10 or 11 customers, I did this thing where, you know, the What's New book that you get, the demo book, I would pick something that would cost me $10 or less in there that is not out in the book that I was giving yet, and it would be a special prize. And my little note would go out every campaign and say anybody who places an order of $25 or more is going to be entered into a drawing. For every $25 you spend with me, you're going to get another drawing, and you're going to get a surprise gift, something that's not even out yet from Avon. And I'm going to also announce it to everybody. So the following campaign, there would be a sticker that went on the book, and it would say, congratulations to Sharon Snyder in Waldorf, Maryland, who won the pineapple cutter that's coming in campaign 13. Congrats. And then what happened was, you know, when that book came out, another label went in that book exactly where that pineapple cutter was and said, this is what Sharon Snyder won in campaign 11 when she was in the drawing for $25 or less. Now, look, do I do this now? I do not. My business is established. I give my customers a lot of freebies. I am now 10 years in. I have an established sales business at Rose Circle level that now I can basically do what I want to do. But I use gimmicks like that to draw them in. Matter of fact, if I had somebody who spent $46 with me, I would call them and say, hey, Susan, listen, you know, you spent $46 with me, but you know that if you buy something for $4 more, you know you're going to get another entry for that free What's New gift that I'm going to put. You'll get another entry in the draft. Is there something you want? Do you want me to add another eyeliner for you? Oh, shoot, Molly, go ahead, do that. Well, it worked for me. I don't know why I thought of that. There was no Facebook. I just kept thinking, what would I like if I were a customer? If I were a customer, what would make me spend more? See, it's not real complicated, newbies. Your sales come from your store, and your store is your brochure. And if you take your store to many people, you're going to get orders. I swear to you. But this is what you can't do. You can't go give your books out one time and maybe you feel like you didn't get any orders. Because, by the way, if you're not putting out more than 10, well, good luck with that. Because that's like opening up a store and you're open from 9 to 5, but you only let 3 people walk through the door to try to buy something. Okay, Susan, Tom, and Bubba, you come into the store, you lock the store door, and you say, y'all go ahead, you buy something, but you other 100 people standing out here, no, I'm sorry, my store's closed for 2 weeks. Y'all going to have to come back now. You hear? That's really what you're doing. I know y'all are laughing about that because you're like, there goes Molly, she's drinking her wine again. Listen to these examples. No. It is just the same. Look, the biggest problem that most representatives have for all you newbies is they do not invest in their business. And by the way, I'm not talking about going out and spending massive amounts to make big baskets. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not saying that. Because if you have been privileged enough to watch one of Milagros Garcia's videos where she makes baskets, you will see that they are not expensive baskets. They are not expensive anything. Now, she has made some expensive ones, but what I'm telling you is that it doesn't mean that you have to go out and spend an arm and a leg. It doesn't. Sometimes we get so caught up with social media. You know how it is. You're a new rep, and you see these ideas, and you forget that the person giving you that idea has been in Avon for 15 years. And look, as leaders, you all have the same problem. You have these meetings where you tell people what they can do, and you forget that they've been selling for 3 campaigns, and their budget is not going to allow them to make $35 baskets. Okay? You have to start with the customers. You have to start with gearing up to seek the customers out. It's in the sales. Leadership is a wonderful thing, and the day that I finally took the leap on that and jumped into that residual income wagon was the best day that ever happened to me. You do need to be working on sharing the opportunity as well as your store, as your brochures. But if you want to make the right now money for that dishwasher, for your son's football season, for your daughter's prom, for your car insurance, for your gas in order to get to your other job next week, that means you have to gain customers right now. Right now. And yes, look, the website, the online presence, that all goes hand in hand. But if you think that you are going to be able to do everything in the beginning with an online presence and somebody is telling you that's the only way you can run this business, you are going to be sadly disappointed. You are going to walk away saying this Avon thing doesn't work. I am telling you, these things like online presence are brought out to go hand in hand with other things. That is like saying, okay, there's only one way to tie your shoe. Look, I remember my mama when I was little because this dummy who was left-handed could not figure it out. She must have showed me 5 different ways to tie my shoe. So finally one just set in and I could do it. It is no different. There are many ways. Are you taking your business, your store with you everywhere? Quit trying to map out when you're going to work this Avon business and choose to work this Avon business wherever you are. The moment that you open your eyes and you walk out the door or you're on the phone with the next person, you should be asking, hey, have you seen an Avon brochure lately? If you're talking to that girlfriend who lives in California, why aren't you giving her your website saying, hey, I just recently started selling Avon products. I would love your support. Have you seen a catalog lately? You can look at the online catalog. Could I send you that link right now and have you do that? I hear so many people who go, oh, Molly, I'm just embarrassed to do that. I couldn't possibly. Well, let me tell you something. If you can't possibly open your mouth or hand somebody a brochure, you quite possibly are going to stay broke. You quite possibly want to stay home with your kids, but not bad enough to want to hand somebody a brochure or work this business into your life, because you are going to be working for somebody else 9 to 9, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, making the same amount of money, unhappy in your job, unhappy in your life, missing your kids growing up and everything else, all because, oh, I don't think I could do that. Yes, you can. How bad do you want it? The other thing is expectation. Leaders, our expectations of our team, yes, we should show them an expectation of what we believe that they can do based on what you could do at the beginning. $300 in sales sounds like a lot. But if you break it down to 12 customers who place a $25 order, that is $300. If somebody breaks out their cell phone and they have 100 or more people on there, in my case, do you know I just got a new phone the other day? Do you know that this man at Sprint told me I had 3,000 contacts in my phone? I about lost my mind. I said, of course, I looked at him and went, yeah, it's Avon. My team, my Avon peeps, you know, Avon reps are everywhere in the United States. They're in my phone. They're in my social media. They're now in your Sprint store as I left 3 brochures in the store. That is what I'm talking about. Lee's phone broke, and I, lost my mind. I'm like, dude, we're taking you to get a new phone. Okay, let's go. But little did I know that conversations were going to start up, and you know what, and immediately it opens a path, and I'm like, here I am in another place I haven't been before. I need to be sharing my brochures with the other 15 people who are sitting in the store waiting to be serviced, and then leaving some extras in the store. See, I had to work Avon around my life, not my life around Avon, because my life was already jam-packed. And if I had to have parties, if I had to do these things that were going to overcomplicate my life, I just might as well have quit before I started. But Avon is the one source that I have that even to this day, through my brother's cancer, through my kids' illnesses, during, you know, right now my great niece Kyla's in Children's Hospital, and you know, I look at things like this and I say, I am thankful. It's terrible to say that every time something bad comes into your life that you are grateful for Avon, but I am so grateful for Avon during the rough patches, and my life has not been easy. There are many people who have had it worse than I have, believe me. But when you're the one going through it, it seems really bad, right? You know what I'm talking about? And in my life, in particular the last couple of years, it has been rough. But I always can look at that word, AVON, and think, man, because of AVON, I am able to handle this differently than I would have 10 years ago. I promise you, newbies, that if you do not think, or somebody has told you this will come overnight, that your success will come overnight, I promise you that if you stick with it and you do not treat it like a hobby and you work it every single day, but you work it into your life, make everything you do in your life should be an event. Quit looking for the big event to have, the big table event. I can't afford to do a county fair. I can't afford to do the craft show. And look at your whole entire life, every little minute as an event, and always be ready to share your event with anybody that you come in contact with. Because your Avon event, your Avon business needs to be an ongoing event all the time. If you treat it as such, I promise you that you're going to turn around one day and you're going to say, oh my goodness, where did those 35 customers come from that I have? Oh wow, I remember my first order was $72 and I'm griping about $432 because it's not $600. You have got to be willing as leaders to go back to the beginning and zip it. Listen to your team. Find out what that person wants and find out how Avon can make what they want happen. Newbies, know what you want. Stop overcomplicating everything you're reading on Facebook, everything you see on Onward. Walk away from the computer. Take those brochures that you have, order a few more next campaign, put them in the hands of people and say to them, what can I get you from here? And then get their number and their name if you don't have it and tell them you will give them a call before your next order goes in. Do you know how that's going to come easier? The more you do it. When you learn to ride a bike, you fell off, you scuffed your knees, you begged mom and dad to put the training wheels back on, you just wanted it to get easier. And with everything in life, do you want to know when I feel uncomfortable now? When I happen to look in my purse and I have not restocked myself with Avon brochures. A lot of people say, oh, if I'm not restocked in business cards, look, I have business cards with me all the time. But if I don't have at least 5 or 6 brochures in my purse at all times, I lose my mind. I'm sending Lee, poor Lee, back to the car, getting them out of my basket in the car. They have a recruiting flyer. They have a brochure in there, and it's got to be in there because I've got to make sure every stop I make, I get those brochures in a business, in the hands of people, in the drive-in window, in the post office, at the doctor's office, at the cleaners, when I go to church, my kids at the field, I'm handing them to the moms. Don't overcomplicate it. And leaders, get your eyes off yourself and get your eyes on your team and what they need. And also, leaders, stop worrying about the ones who, no matter how you extend your hand, they either bite it, slap it away, ignore you. Let them do their own thing because guess what? They are allowed. And if they want to complain about it and still not take your help, say, I'm sorry you feel that way. I got that one about 6 months from Lisa Wilbur, and go about your business helping those who want to help themselves. And you will be able to tell the difference. Because if you have somebody, leaders, who only works when you're with them, they are not serious about this business. You may not want to hear that because that may account for 2 or 3 of your unit leaders who never seem to work unless you are with them. I'm telling you, continue working with them until you find somebody else. So for all those unit leaders who are doing that to your upline, you better get serious or one day she's not going to need you and somebody else is going to go to the top over you because you would not own your business. You would not own the responsibility of making this business yours, and you decided you weren't going to do anything without your upline or your district sales manager or your DVM. Newsflash, they are not responsible for your success. Newsflash, they are not responsible for the money that goes in your purse, your right now money, your sales money. They are not responsible for going out and finding 8 customers, and you're supposed to walk away with all 8 customers, and that is the only time you do that. You know what to do. Get off your lazy butts and do it. Just do it. Quit overcomplicating. The biggest problem in Avon is the overcomplication of wanting to be perfect. Newsflash, again, if this required perfection, your girlfriend Molly Stone-Bibb right here, she would have been long gone, because I make probably mistakes before any of you. Still, as a senior executive, I shake my head at myself and I say, you have got to be kidding me. I just did what? Yeah, it's okay. You just learn from it. Do not overcomplicate it. Be what you want to be, which I hope is the best Avon representative. Take care of your customers. They will spread the word. They will want everybody to be serviced by their Avon representative. If you are on the money, if you are loyal to your customers, if you are watching out after them, you, before you know it, will be President's Club. You will be on your way to Honor Society. Leaders, it is not going to be easy. You're going to have to change some things in your business. You're going to have to change how you look at some things. But by the way, if you don't want to, and it's working for you how you're doing it, go right ahead. But if it's not working for you and you're not willing to change anything because you know it all, you're going to stay right where you're at right now, unhappy, complaining, blaming everybody else. It's all your team's fault. And before you know it, you're not going to have a team. They're going to all have walked away from you. Don't do that. Don't make some of the mistakes I made early on. Don't be their boss. Be their partner. Don't walk in front of them. Don't walk behind them. Walk beside them. Show them how, and instill some type of security in them. Boost their confidence. Let them know they can do this. Remember when you needed that, or maybe you never got it and you earned it yourself? The point is, don't you wish you always had somebody who would do that? That is our jobs as leaders, to not just show them the way, but when they're doing the right actions, to celebrate their actions. Leaders, one final thing. How many of you are truly turning your team members, especially your newbies, onto the recognition boards on the Avon site? It is just flabbergasting me how many people, how many representatives do not know how to get to the Avon recognition district boards and divisional boards there on the youravon.com site. And you can say, well, Avon doesn't make it easy. Let me tell you something. When I've got somebody who's putting in $200, $300 orders, I want them going and looking to see, hey, there's a possibility your name might slip up on this. Man, if you do you realize you're the top in the district? We have 500 people in our district. We have 1,000 people. You could be in the top 10. You want to shoot for that. Go look at what they're doing and make your goals from that. How about the division when you have a newbie who happens to be on the list? Do you point that out? Do you show them how great they are, not just on your team, but in the Avon world? Quit looking for your name and start celebrating your dang team's name. Start making it about them. It ain't all about you, Cupcake. How many times I got to put that cupcake picture out there for y'all to get this? If you want it all about you, you're in the wrong company. Because Avon's all about us. They want us to be successful, and they don't always get it right. But they want us to be happy, successful representatives who can live our dreams because of the Avon opportunity. And they don't promise it'll happen overnight, but they promise if you stick with it, it can happen for you. So I am going to tell you to go forth in the next week. If you're having events this weekend, That's awesome. Go have them and be successful. If not, relax, do what you got to do. It's your life. It's your business. And I want you in the new week to go forth, and I want you kitty cats out there, I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to see a lion. I want you to roar. That's what I want. I want you guys to work your business like never before, and I want to see your success on Tell Me Something Good Thursday. And we will see you all in 2 weeks, 2 Friday nights from now. Go forth.